Based on the principles of the ancient healing bodywork of Thai massage, here are some simple instructions for a very effective way to relieve stress, tension, and pain. Focusing on the Oriental Meridian acupressure point system, you will learn to clear the blocks in the energy flow through your body, flushing toxins, leaving you feeling lighter, clearer, and rejuvenated. Be good to yourself. Give yourself a massage today. Let's start with bringing the fingers to the temples and rubbing in circles gently, focusing on the soft spots between the skull bones. You can expand that circle back into the hairline and down toward the cheekbone and right next to the eye. We're going to bring our fingertips or thumb tips to the dip under the eyebrow right at the bridge of the nose and press firmly underneath the brow bone. This helps to release tension in the eyes, in the head, and clears the sinuses. Take a few deep breaths. And let's bring the fingertips to the space between the eyebrows just above in the forehead and press firmly and release and move along toward the temples, rubbing them out. Let's come to the middle of the forehead and do the same. And bring your fingers to the hairline, pressing firmly and moving along and massaging out the temples once more. Stroking now the forehead, horizontally outward, pressing firmly, but not too much, into the forehead. Let's bring our fingertips now to the space beside the nose, just at the cheekbone. Pressing and releasing, moving the fingers along the underside of the cheekbone, helping the sinuses clear and releasing any tension in the face. You're looking for the space where the bone and the muscles meet. And then let's give the jaw muscles a little massage in circular motion. And again, pressing and releasing, moving along the cheekbone. And again, massaging out the muscles under the cheeks. Making strokes along the face. Pulling out the tension. So let's just check those cheek muscles and make sure they're soft. And come now into the space where the jaw bones connect. Pressing the thumbs firmly into the tough spots where the tension is. And then rubbing along the jawbone, the mandible, right near the ear. You can even bring your index finger underneath the jawbone, pressing it into the neck. Let's work on the gums over the lip, pressing the fingers firmly down, moving them along all the way out to the edge of the mouth, and then one more time. This helps to release the tension that gathers in the mouth, giving yourself a little rub, and coming now to the bottom lip, pressing down into the gum through the lip. And then giving that a little massage. Let's bring our attention now to the back of the head where the occipital bone and the neck meet. There'll be some soft spots just under the bone. Find your fingers pressing into them, releasing tension. You can make circular motions, and the area we focus on is where the bone and the muscles meet. Coming right to the back of the ear. And finishing off with a few strokes. Let's find those muscles along the outer edge of the spine. You can use your thumbs to press into them, either right into the muscle or beside the muscle, but not into the bone. Moving down the neck as far as your arms can take it. And now move to the side of the neck, just under the ear. Finding all those tight spots, pressing out the tension, bringing relief to the head. So we're going to use the fingers clasping around the neck, pulling on those same muscles we were just working on beside the spine. And then switch hands, working on the other side. Let's work on the Sternocleidomastoid muscle, right from under the ear to the front of the neck. Gently pinch and squeeze. You'll know these muscles when you feel them. They're always needing a little bit of a massage. Helps the glands to operate properly in this area and relieves neck tension. Let's finish up with some rubbing. And let's move to the scalp, bringing the fingertips under the hair, making circular motions, pressing into the scalp, trying to cover the entire surface. Make sure you get the hairline on the top of the head, the back of the head, and behind the ears. Let's give some firm strokes. And bring the fingers back to the temple for one more rub. And give the face a few more strokes, just pulling out any leftover tension. So now we're going to practice an ancient practice of hair pulling, bringing more blood circulation to the scalp. This helps generate new hair, as well as keep your own hair strong, and it feels so good. Let's find the soft spot in the wrist, gently pressing the thumb into it, releasing the tension that gathers there. Feel free to move around all the soft spots in the wrist. And find the center of the hand now, pressing firmly with the thumb. releasing the tension. We call this the solar plexus of the hand. And let's find the little V, the fleshy V between the thumb and index bones, and pressing and squeezing both fingers, so the middle finger and the thumb on each side, pressing out the tension, looking for those little knots. There are some points here that help you relieve a headache. See if you can find them. And let's do the same on the inside of the hand. And now we're moving up the 5 lines of the hand, starting at the base of the thumb and moving up the line of the thumb, pressing and squeezing and pinching the fingertip. And release, coming down to the base of the hand, moving up the index finger line, pinching and squeezing and pressing out the tension, and moving up the middle finger line. Feel free to take your time here. And the ring finger. You'd be surprised how much tension can gather in the hands. It's good to massage them every so often to release that. And now moving up the little finger line. And then gently squeezing the tips of each finger helps to clear the sinuses and intensify the sense organs. So let's find the soft spot now in the wrist on the back of the hand and press. And then shake out the hand. Let's do the other hand now. Finding the soft spots in the wrist, pressing firmly with the thumb, and then moving the thumb around to all the soft spots along the wrist. Find the center of the hand, pressing firmly with the thumb, pushing out the tension. Let's find that fleshy spot between the thumb and index bones of the hand and press firmly, squeezing out any tension. And when you find a little knot, work on it a little bit more. See if you can loosen it up. So we're moving up the 5 lines of the hand now, moving up the thumb, squeezing and releasing and moving the fingers up a little higher and pinching the tip of the thumb and coming down to the base of the hand, moving up the index finger now, squeezing and pinching, and the middle finger line. And the ring finger. Make sure you're breathing deeply here. And finally, let's move up the little finger line, pressing deeply into the body and then releasing and moving up a little higher and releasing. And pinch the tips of the fingers and find the spot on the back of the wrist. Press and release, shaking out the hand. So let's gently pound out the tension in the arm muscles. On the top of the lower arm and the bottom, all the way up the upper arm, on the inside and the outside. And let's move up the center line of the top of the arm, pressing the thumb in you'll find a dip between the muscles. Just press down into that. You can always fish around for a few spots that feel like they need the attention more, especially up at the elbow. You may find a few quite tense areas here. You can give them a little more of a rub. And then let's move up the upper arm toward the shoulder, and then squeeze the shoulder muscles, the deltoid, and the tricep. And that little spot right in front of the shoulder on the chest, always gathering tension. Let's help release that. Sweep the arm out, and we'll move now through the inside of the arm in the center line. Again, you'll find a dip between muscles. Just press the thumb down into that. And again at the elbow, you'll find a few spots that need a little extra attention. And now pressing the thumb up under the bicep. Below the bicep, and now squeezing the bicep muscle. And then finishing up with a little pounding. And sweeping. We call that metta. Let's move to the other hand now. Gently pounding out the muscles. All over the inside of the arm. And the outside. And the top. And let's find the center line of the top of the arm now, starting with the wrist, pressing the thumb in between the muscles, pushing out the tension, getting the energy flowing through there. And find those spots at the elbow that need a little extra rubbing. This helps to relieve tennis elbow. And then starting to move up the top of the arm. And then massaging the shoulder, the deltoid muscle, and the tricep, and all the way down. Let's work on the inside line of the center of the arm, starting at the wrist, pressing the thumb in, and releasing, moving up a little bit at a time. And again, finding those spots in the elbow that need a little extra loving. And let's continue to move up under the bicep, squeezing it gently. And that spot just in front of the shoulder at the chest, give that a good rub. And then gently pounding out the muscles of the arm. And giving it a good sweeping of loving kindness, metta. Let's move on to the feet. Picking up one foot, bringing it into a comfortable position so that you can bring the fingertips to the sole of the foot. Pressing firmly into the center of the foot just under the ball. Moving the fingers down small bits at a time. Pressing in, squeezing out the tension in the solar plexus of the foot. And then under the joints. And now we're moving up the 5 lines, focusing on the big toe and little toe line at the same time. Squeezing in and releasing, pressing in, and then pinching the toes to the tips, and coming down to the base of the foot, And moving up the second and fourth line. And then squeezing and pinching the toes to the tip and moving up the center line, the third toe. And now let's find the soft spot in the ankle, pressing the thumbs in firmly, making circles, pushing out the tension. And then move the fingers or thumbs all the way around the ankle, finding the soft spots and massaging them. Let's massage the tops of the feet now, pressing the thumbs and fingers in to where the muscles are between the long bones of the foot, right to the toes. And let's find the instep of the foot. Bring the thumb to the tendon between the heel and the big toe joint. And press in firmly, rubbing out any tension you find there. Often this area feels quite tight and hard. Making circular motions. Let's focus on the heel now, pinching the heel, squeezing the heel, pressing the fingers into it, releasing the tension that you find there. So let's move to the next foot, bringing the fingertips to the solar plexus of the foot, pressing firmly into the center line, and then moving the hands down a little, and continue pulling the fingers in nice and close, squeezing out the tension. All the way up and down. And then massage a little under the joints of the toes, the balls of the feet. And now we're going to focus on the inner and outer line of the foot, the big toe and little toe line. Squeezing and pulling the fingers into these areas. And pinching the tips of the toes, coming down, moving up the second and fourth line of the foot. And pinching those toes, and then again moving up the center line of the foot, and pinching and squeezing the third toe. Hug the foot, squeezing it. And let's find that soft spot in the dip of the ankle between the leg and the foot, and press the fingers firmly, making small circles. And then find all the soft spots around the ankle and massage it with your fingers. Lots of tension can gather in the ankles. And let's move along the top of the foot, pressing the fingers or the thumbs into the soft spots between the bones, making small circular motions. This area helps to relieve the lymph flow. and then pinching the toes. Moving to the instep of the foot now. Between the heel and the big toe joint, find that hard tendon. And press the thumb in firmly. Softening this area. Making circles with the fingers, and then finding the heel and squeezing and pinching and pressing the fingers into the heel. All those muscles need a lot of attention. So now we're going to work on the legs, gently pounding the muscles out beside the shin bone and the side of the calf. And on the other leg. Feel free to spend more time on this. Moving on to the thighs, gently pounding out the tension, creating a nice relaxing vibration in the thigh muscles. Don't forget the outer edge of the thighs and the inner edge. Let's massage the hamstring muscles and then the calf muscles. Gently pounding out the tension. This can feel really good. Let's do the same on the other leg. Let's bring the fingers to the soft spots under the kneecaps. Massaging gently in circular motion. Lots of tension gathers around the knee. So make sure you can find all those little spots, pressing the fingers in, making circular motions, and releasing that tension. Feel free to squeeze the edges of the thighs. This can tickle. And then rub the heel of the hand firmly down the thighs, pressing out any leftover tension. Let's work on the psoas muscle, pressing the thumbs into the dip in front of the hip crest. You can move the thumbs up and down this area, or gently massage with your fingers. This muscle is connected to the low back and can often cause low back problems if tight. And gently pound out the hip muscles all the way down the leg. Let's come down to the floor now. Here are a couple of tools I'd like to show you. This is called the back knobber. It's a self-massage tool that I find extremely helpful and has helped me get some knots out of my back in a jiffy. You can buy this at pressurepositive.com. And a tennis ball. I like to roll on the tennis ball, placing it beside the spine on the muscle in the low back. And then gently applying pressure of the body. I can roll up and down, massaging out this muscle along the spine called the erector spinae, and relieving the tension that gathers in my low back. You can rock from side to side, or forward and back. If you want to apply more pressure here, you can always raise the leg of the side you're working on. It extends the muscles of the back as well as brings more weight into that part of the body. And let's move the ball up a little higher along the right side of the spine. Make sure the ball is not ever rolling on the spine, but just on the muscle beside it. Feel free to rock side to side or forward and back. And gradually move it up, giving every part of that muscle a good massage. Let's bring it up a little higher now, getting closer to the space beside the shoulder blade. Feel free to rock the body forward and back over this area, or stop and hold over one of those spots that needs your attention. The arm can be lifted or moved around in circles to get a little deeper. Or you can open the shoulders by bringing the hands behind the head. Few deep breaths. This helps to get the energy flowing through the body again. Let's pull out the ball and bring it up a little higher, bringing it to the side of the neck, the right side, not on the spine but on the muscle. And gently rock the head from side to side or roll forward and back to relieve the tension there. Let's switch to the left side. Starting at the bottom of the spine to the left on the muscle. Feel free to spend more time on any one area that requires it. And let's move the ball up a little higher, getting closer to the mid-back. Rocking from side to side and forward and back. Moving the ball a little higher, getting closer to the space just beside the shoulder blade. If you find this painful, you can always wear a thick sweater to cushion the pressure of the ball. Or use a softer ball, and if you would like this to be more intense, you can always use a hockey ball or a golf ball. And there's other balls out there too that you can find online. Feel free to move the arm around in circles, getting a little deeper into some of the muscles under the shoulder blade. Do whatever you can to get into those places that need your attention. And let's move the ball up a little higher under the neck on the left side. You can rock the head gently from side to side or rock forward and back, easing the tension in the neck. Let's bring the ball now to another area under the buttock. Finding all the soft spots there. Avoid rolling on the bones. Focus on the muscles. Especially where the muscle meets the bone is the area that has most of the tension. The attachments. You can make circles. You can rock side to side. Just do what feels good. We're going to move to the outer edge of the leg bone. Making circles here around the head of that bone. And now we're going to move to the soft spot between the thigh and the hip crest. And now between the sit bone and the tailbone, there's a muscle here that tends to be tight called the piriformis. This is a good way to soften that muscle and stretch it out. These muscles all add to the tightness of the back. Let's do the same on the opposite side. Just start by rolling around into all the soft spots, avoiding the bones. Rocking side to side and in circles. And focusing on the outer edge of the thigh bone. The soft spot between the thigh and the hip crest. You may need to turn sideways slightly for this. Once you found it, you'll be glad you did. And then that spot between the sit bone and the tailbone, massaging out the piriformis. Making some more circles. And finding any more spots that need your attention. Now, aren't you glad that you took the time to give yourself a massage today? Namaste.